Howdy and welcome back to the shop. Been a while since I've made an actual video, so I think I'm going to make a
tour.
2025 shop tour. Let's see what's going to happen. Preview video, that's it. Preview video. Words are hard. So 24 has been a pretty rough year for our family. None of your business, but it's just been rough. That's kind of why I fell out of the habit of making videos. It's not to say I haven't been busy. We've done a lot of stuff. One of the first things we did was we bought a shed and cleaned out a whole lot of stuff that I had stored here in my shop that needed to be not stored in the shop. So let's get started on a little tour. So one of the big things in my little shop is storage. So like this rack right here, if you own from the floor to the ceiling, it makes no sense to just use the floor. So, trash can, jack stands, towels, and grease rags all on one stand. Really a space saver, and it's on casters so I can roll it around. It is top heavy, so the kids have to be warned with beatings to not touch it or try to climb on it. So something I've always wanted since I was a kid is one of these sun machines. And this is an 1115 sun machine. And me and Elijah rebuilt the power supply in it, had to put a new capacitor, bridge rectifier, and so forth. And as far as I can tell, most of it's working now. I'm not going to plug it in and turn it on. I need to hook it up to something and start using it just to see what all's broke. But we went through and we cleaned and worked all of the buttons over to where the buttons actually work right. All the selector buttons. They go in, they pop in and out. That took a whole day of cleaning those and then using the appropriate lubricant on them to get them to actually work right. But they do work right. All the scope works. I haven't got any of the hydrocarbons and the CO2 stuff or CO stuff. I haven't got it set yet because all of the hoses inside of it's rotten completely off. But it's coming. I'll probably make a couple of videos. If I can get this thing working, then we'll make a video of using an old sun machine. But I can remember when I was a kid, these things were cooler than the space shuttle. And I remember them well. So another project, and I will make a video series on this, is I have a 6-inch 6-jaw chuck. And I have a backer plate, some assembly required. And I'm gonna make I don't know if I'll make this a set true or not, but this 6-inch 6-jaw chuck is going on my little bitty Grizzly lathe. And it's gonna swing and have plenty of clearance. I just wanted a little bit bigger of a chuck to put on this. Just every now and then I need to turn something a little bit bigger than what I can turn in one of them little 4-inch chucks. And, it wouldn't matter if I had a pacemaker lathe. I would always want a lathe with a little bit bigger chuck, a little bit bigger throw, and a little bit bigger distance between centers. So it is what it is. Just something to play with. So the rest of everything in here in the shop is pretty much the same as it's always been. Messy workbench, pretty little girl. Got a new toolbox back there in the back corner, but that's nothing really interesting. And that's about it. I haven't really added a whole lot to the shop. I have subtracted a whole lot from the shop. Old drill press, boy, it's hanging in there good. So all my crap that I had stored in the shop ended up out here in this trailer, and this is a 24 or 30 foot, something like that, enclosed box trailer. And I bought this trailer cheaper than I could buy the concrete to pour the floor for the addition to the shop. So I got my brake, I got a couple spare old engines, another old engine, there's some transmission stuff up in there, sheet metal, plywood rack, my Pittsburgh machine, all that's on there, plus all that other stuff up in there in front. So these shelves, they all came from, there's an outfit up in Willow Springs, Missouri, that is, they resell shelves, and they had a contract to dismantle a bunch of the dollar shop type stores that went bankrupt here a while back. And they are reselling all of these shelves. And I got 24 linear feet of these shelves, and then everything to go together for like $700. Again, I couldn't have bought the material to build the shelves, much less my time, for $700. So anyway, that's kind of the tour. And it is hard to imagine that this 24 foot or 30 foot trailer that is crammed full of junk, all this junk came out of my shop. I mean, it's astounding that I had this much stuff crammed up in the rafters. But I did, and that's that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get a picture of the scale of this against my shop, but yeah, it's a 30 foot trailer against a 24 foot shop. And man, there was a lot of stuff that I stuffed in there. So that's the long and the short of her. Like I said, we're fixing to start a lathe project. Don't know when that'll be out. Don't have a whole lot else to say other than I wish every one of you a prosperous and a safe and a happy new year. Y'all have a good one, drive safe, and watch for deer.